Hey everyone, this is one of those videos where I really need your input, and I love having a sounding board of so many different people to be able to give input on things that maybe we're struggling with and having a hard time making up our mind on. In this video, I want you to help me decide between two projects that both kind of need to be done, but because of time and resources, we're going to have to prioritize which one comes first. And that's where you come in. So after hearing both sides or both project ideas and why, if you guys could let me know in the comments which one you would choose, and if possible, and you have a couple extra seconds to type, why you are making that decision. That would be really helpful. It is another gloomy, rainy day here. We've had a couple just in the week we've been here, which is kind of funny because I don't remember very many videos from the old house where it was actually raining. Maybe a handful in 3 years. But here we've gotten it in 2 days. And I knew there had to be a reason that the hills and mountains around here were greener and covered in trees and vegetation, whereas back home, they're just brown grass throughout the summer. I did suspect more moisture down here. But the problem is this patio cover right here. We were out here having our coffee yesterday during the rain, and all of a sudden, 3 leaks just started pouring through rainwater. Now, we already knew that this was going to be an issue because when we had the house inspected, the inspector told us that there were several places on top of the patio cover that had been patched, and they didn't look like they were going to be holding anyway. So we knew that. So we knew, and we didn't really care at that point because we knew eventually we were going to be changing the design of this roof, and so that would all have to be taken care of. So we knew there were several things other than just the leaks that we didn't like about this patio cover roof. Number one, there was a 1 foot space between the actual house roof and the patio cover roof, and it goes both ways. And I'm not really sure why that was done. So we didn't care for that. Also, I'm 6 feet tall, and there's very little head space here, less than a foot between my head and the ceiling, or at least the joists. And so that causes me to feel a little bit confined and claustrophobic in here. Also, when it has been hot, this low ceiling almost holds in the heat and makes it hotter under here. Definitely hotter under here than in the shade of the trees out there. So just because this provides shade, I think the heat or the size, the headspace creates a hotter space under here. So for all those reasons, we knew we were going to have to replace this, and we would want to replace it. But again, we didn't feel like it would be super soon at the top of our list. But after these couple of rainy days, where the roof is literally just dripping water, not even dripping, it was pouring through, and then it tapered off as the rain stopped and became a drip. But it's getting everything wet. It's all in haphazard places, so it's where we had all the furniture, of course, and every piece of furniture was getting dripped on. So here is my thought. Instead of this being a just slanted roof, we're going to take it into an A-frame. And so it has like a gable. It'll be open at the front, kind of, have some wood decoration. Now this is actually going to be part of the tropical area, so we're going to be incorporating some tropical theming to it. It's going to have a corrugated metal roof, and the ceiling height will give us enough space to put 2 fans in the peak of the roof to kind of help move the air through there. Now eventually, and this is something that's going to come far down the road because it's not a necessity, is somewhere over here on the side to overlook our jungle area. I really, really, really want to theme it similar to what Disneyland has at the Jungle Cruise, with this kind of cool tower and the shutters and all the tropical colors. And I hit Emily up on a good day because she approved it. You gotta find your right moments to sneak these ideas in. That's how the entire other garden was done. And then once I've done it, then she believes in it and loves it, but she doesn't quite have the same type of vision that I have. So that's the first project that needs to be considered. Again, there are two, and I need your help deciding which one to go with first. So now let's go over and take a look at the second project on the table, and that is our new chicken coop. Now, if you've watched a few videos back, I had kind of built a temporary chicken tractor-ish structure. They're actually doing really well in that structure. It's totally working fine. They don't seem to be stir crazy at all with the size of it. It's come through both rain storms and hasn't leaked. It's completely dry under there and in the egg box and in the roost. It's a little fiddly when it comes to feeding them. I gotta take this weight off, peel back the lid or the ceiling, and throw the food in there. But I've gotten used to that, and so it's not that big of a deal. Now, that being said, in the next several months, it's going to have to be done, building the new chicken coop. So let's go up to the new chicken coop location, and I'll walk you through kind of the case for that. And then it will be up to you to decide which project you think we should go with first. Right now they're cute because I don't have any crops for them to eat. It's going to change real quick. All right, so right here is the area where the chicken coop will be going. It's about a 10-foot by 15 to 20-foot area. It doesn't need a lot of clearing. It actually doesn't even need a lot of leveling, so the rototiller will work just fine here for leveling purposes. So we really were excited to get started on the chicken coop. It was something that was going to liven up this space, something that we can view from the kitchen windows and a couple of the bedroom windows as well. And it was going to be our first freestanding structure that we built here on the new property. Now, there's really no rush other than the chickens being in the smaller space and the annoyance of having to, the way I have to feed them and take care of them. That's not a huge issue. As I said, they're doing fine in that smaller space. And it's so hard because coming onto this new property, being so much of a blank slate, you want to do everything all at once, and you want to do the fun stuff first. But unfortunately, there's responsibilities, and you have to, manage the cost and the labor time for all of these projects. And so that's kind of where we are right now. So if this was you and you had, allotted only the budget for one of these projects, both of these projects are going to be, a considerable cost. I mean, neither one of them is going to be breaking the bank expensive, but, we just bought a house and we've got lots of things to do. So we got to prioritize. And both of these projects are also going to take several man hours for me and Emily both. So I don't know if I've put out enough facts there for you to make a decision, but I would like to have some help with this because we're just really going back and forth, and we're literally 50-50. So we need you to break that tie, and we're both in the same boat. It's not like one of us is leaning more to one project than the other. So down below, please, if you can, choose which project you would do first if this was your place. Also, which one do you think is going to be more fun to watch us do first? Because, we'd like to get some really cool, interesting, fun videos started, and maybe you guys can help us, and that would push us in one direction or the next. All right? So please type down below. I'll see you next time.